Okay, for part two of this drawing on 3D, we want to see how to convert a 3D object into orthographic projection, third angle, and also look at the section view. Yeah. Okay. So before we start, we like to give some color to the object that we are drawn just in part one. So this is the object. So if we click on the object and select the object and click on the object, and we choose property. So from the properties, you should be able to see what I call this the color selection. So the color selection of this. So if you just click on color, and maybe for this case we use a red color for this case, and then we close this window for that. Okay, so then the object will be red in color as such as what we have did yesterday. So the whole object will be as such. Okay, so let's see how do we view this in orthographic. So first go to layout, and in the layout, so what we do is that we close the window first, and then we go for a right click and go to drafting standard setup. Yeah. So when we reach here, so we have a choice between first angle and third angle. So we go for, let's say in this case, we go for the third angle. Yeah. And the rest remain the same, and we say okay. Okay. And then we delete this viewport first, which is already generated automatically there. And the other one, if we right click again on layout one, so we go to setup manager. So we modify layout one. Normally we want to print it first to PDF, and from PDF we can print it to on the normal printer. Yeah. And for the paper selection this time around, we're going to use A3 297 times 420. So that is the layout, and we close it. Okay, so this is what the layout setup for our printing of the orthographic view. So we come back to this object, and then we go to view, and we choose base, and from model space. Yeah. So here um, they ask us to select the object. So this is the object that we want to project, and we put enter, and then they ask us to choose the layout. So if it's layout one, you just choose layout one. Otherwise, you can change if you have other layout. So you just press enter, and it will come here automatically. So now it's showing the back view, as you can see from the top here. So I will select the left view. Yeah. So this is the left view from the object. So I will place it here, and I will go for exit. Okay. So now if I go up, so I will place the top view, and if I go to the right, I will place the side view and the orthographic view. Yeah. So I have all that in here. So I press enter. All right. So this is automatically our uh, projection for that 3D object. So for this one, which is orthographic view, so we can just click on it and change the. We go to do the shade with a visible line, or whether you do not want the visible line. So I normally choose this one. Yeah, and we say okay. All right. So that is the view that we have for the orthographic. So the hidden lines and the solid line is automatically built for you. So let's say I move up now from 3D modeling to the normal drafting. So we want to see the layer. So the layer are automatically created by the software. So as you can see, the hidden lines is created, and also the visible line are created. So to differentiate, we will change the color. So for hidden line, normally we will choose the standard color, which is magenta, and the another invisible line. Also, we choose the same. All right, and then we might want to add some other layer like the center line, which we can put in now later. Yeah? And the center line, the color should be cyan, and then the line type should be center. So so we do not have a center line here. So let's load the center line and. All right, so the center line, we will choose this one, the second one. All right, so we choose center line and say OK. And then we also add another layer for dimension, which we want to, what do you call this, our dimension in. And center line, dimension line, normally we have the standard color of red. Yeah. So we put red in color, and the line type will be continuous line. Yeah. All right. So we have got all the layers set up. So we can close this window. So now you see in the drawing we have the visible hidden line and also the solid line. Yeah. So to add on the center line, so we can go to annotate, and then we can choose center mark, and we have the center mark. Oh, sorry. So let me undo this. Let me change the layer first. So now I want to move the layer center and come back to annotate. So I will draw this center line for this, and so for this, and for the center line for the hidden part, so I will choose this center line. So this center line I can just choose between this and this, enter. So I have the center line, and enter again. Sorry, then I choose between this and this, and this and there, and then I enter again. I choose between this and this, enter, and then between this and this, enter. So more or less I have got all the center line put in. If you want a clearer center line, you can actually change the color or whatever, but this is just example. Yeah. So if the center line, the dot, the dash is not so clear, you can actually modify them by using LTS, line type scale. So currently is 1, the scale is 1. If you change it to 0.6, maybe it look better. Okay, so now you can see a better dotted line there. All right, so that is how you do the center line and the hidden line, which is automatic. And for the dimension, as usual, you can just put it the way you want. Oh, sorry, I have not changed the the, the layer. Yeah. Okay, so that is the layer for that. So let me change the layer now to here, and then you can do the rest of the dimension as normal. Yeah? The whether is it for the diameter or whatever, so you can fill up, and then basically your projection are more or less done automatically by the computer. Yeah? So here is 30, and then of course you can adjust the dimension later, which I'm not doing it here to save time. Yeah. All right. So all this can be done. All right. So for projection, I think that's all. Okay. So in case we want to do section view, so let me delete this one. Let me delete this one. Sorry, I will delete this one. Sorry, I will delete this one so that we can have the section view. I will remove all this dimension that we did just now. Okay, so let's concentrate on this one, and we want to cut it in between here. So what we do, we click on this, and then when you click on this, you can see a section here. You can actually do the full section, the half section, offset, and all those. But for this example, I'm just going to do a full section. Um, I'm going to use the middle line here, and also from the middle line here, and I can bring it down, and then I press exit. So this is the section view for the cutting from here. But then the line didn't appear, so don't worry about that. You just need to go back to the view, and then you go to this section view style, and then what you do, you go to modify, and then in the modified, you just say show cutting plane lines. But then the line is continuous, you might not like it, so you can change it to others. Maybe you load others better one, maybe dash line, with a different dash line, or maybe this one. I'll choose this one, and I say okay, and then I say this one, and I say okay. All right, all right. I close it, and now you can see the line there. All right. So this is the how you do your projection from 2D and from a 3D object into here. And in case you want to do further projection, you can also come back to the layout just now, uh, and then from here, let's say from here, you want to do a projection. Maybe you want to see the side view or whatever. So depending on the space that you have, you can actually put wherever that you want. Yeah. So that all these are possible. Okay, I think that's all for part two for the moment. So for part three, we will look at how to use a section view, and also how to slice the object into different parts. So I will see you in part three.